Good morning, and happy Pride, everyone. My name is Patrick Fandel, and I have the pleasure of serving as Mayor Walsh's LGBT community liaison to the City of Boston. Each year, on this day, members of the LGBT community, allies, elected officials, and countless residents from across the City of Boston and the Commonwealth gather to raise the Pride flag above City Hall Plaza. Even in the midst of this international pandemic, today is no different. The flag will still fly in the City of Boston, reminding us all of how far our community has come. We will still gather, albeit on this digital platform. Pride remains a time of joyous celebration and unfettered self-expression, but it should never be forgotten that the first Pride began with a riot against police brutality. It was Black trans women who took to the streets 50 years ago to challenge the status quo and spark the public fight for gay liberation. In that spirit, it is incumbent on all of us that sit in places of power that we reaffirm now and always that Black lives matter, Black trans lives matter, and Black queer lives matter. The rage that many of us feel at this moment is the necessary fuel to create a more just world. There is still work to be done. Until every single person in this city, this Commonwealth, and this entire country is free to exist without fear of who they are, none of us are free. We must and will continue to act up. To be a part of Pride is to be part of a movement. We must continue to affirm that every single member of our community is welcome. Today, you will hear from elected officials, members of the Pride Committee. You will see visuals of Pride over the years. As you watch, please keep in mind from where we as a community have come from and how far we still have to go. It is now my pleasure to introduce Mayor Walsh, a tireless advocate for the LGBT community in the entire City of Boston. Thank you, and happy Pride.
Hello, this is Boston Mayor Marty Walsh, and I want to wish everyone a happy Pride Month. In Boston, we're very proud of how far we've come. We're proud of the trailblazers and activists who changed the world, and we're proud that many of them call our city home. We know that the fight is far from over, and we know there's a long way to go. We're going to continue to stand up for human rights, and we're going to keep fighting for greater visibility and representation for people of all sexualities and gender identities. We won't let anyone take us backwards. Over the years, the LGBTQ community has taught us a great deal about strength and resilience. Right now, our entire community needs to be stronger than ever. As we confront a global pandemic, we need to support one another, look out for one another, and remember that we've got better days ahead. Boston's Pride celebration is one of the oldest and largest in the United States of America. We were all looking forward to celebrating the 50th anniversary this year. That's why postponing it was an especially hard decision, but it was the right decision. I sincerely thank Boston Pride, the board of directors, the committee chairs, all the staff and volunteers for their partnership and their understanding. I want to give a special thank you to Linda DeMarco, president of Boston Pride, who has worked extensively to coordinate celebrating Pride Month in light of COVID-19. I thank the entire community for helping us protect public safety and public health. We cannot wait to have the best celebration yet when we get through this difficult time. This year, we're still finding ways to celebrate the history and the contributions of the LGBTQ community here in Boston and all over the world. We're going to light City Hall in the rainbow colors, we're going to share tributes online, and we're going to share plenty of ways for people to connect with one another safely. Again, I thank you all for showing us the meaning of strength and solidarity now and always.
Hey everybody, Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker. And this of course is virtual, unlike previous years, as we all deal with the impact and the fallout from COVID-19 and coronavirus. I just have to start by saying that 50 years of Boston Pride, since this all began in 1970. Wow. That's an incredible run over a very long period of time from where things were in 1970 to where they are today. And Boston Pride and all the work that the people associated with Boston Pride do, not just around the events that celebrate diversity and equity and opportunity and dignity, but all the work that's done over the course of the year and the way this organization and this community has been so successful in making their concern and their fight everybody's concern and everybody's fight here in Boston and in Massachusetts has been something that I've had a ringside seat for over the course of my career in both public life and private life. And I just have to say to all those who've been involved, thank you for everything you've done. You've made an enormous difference for people here in the Commonwealth and in the city of Boston, and you really have changed the world over the course of the past 50 years. God bless and good luck in the next 50.
Hi everybody, this is Liz Malia. I'm here to wish everyone a wonderful and very, very important 50th Pride. As citizens and residents of Boston and Massachusetts, we have a lot to be grateful for, but we also have a lot to be proud of. We were the source of the first equal marriage legislation in the country. And one of our great leaders in that battle, and also today as we deal with the pandemic, is our Mayor, Marty Walsh, who has been an incredible resource for all of us and who I'm glad is here with us today to celebrate the flag raising. Have a good Pride, stay healthy. We'll see you next year in 2021 in healthier times.
Hi, my name is Liz Braden. I am the Boston City Councillor for Allston Brighton, where I live with Mary, my partner of 23 years. I'm an immigrant and a lesbian from Northern Ireland. When I first came to Boston, I'd never been to a Pride parade before. It was such an exuberant, joyful and affirming experience. It was truly life-changing. This year, as we discover new ways to celebrate Pride, always remember you are loved, you are valued, and you have a place in our city and in our communities. Happy Pride, everyone.
My name is Malcolm Carey, the Treasurer of the Board of Directors of Boston Pride. It wasn't supposed to be this way. We were all supposed to be standing under a flagpole at Boston City Hall Plaza, have our hands over our hearts during the national anthem, watching our flags raise up the pole. We were supposed to listen to a rousing speech from our mayor about the honor and privilege that it has been to be a part of this movement for the last 5 decades. Our 50th anniversary of Boston Pride was supposed to be the grandest celebration of our fights and rights that we have ever borne witness to. Instead, a monsoon of pandemic chose to drench our community, and we have to shut our doors and we have to keep ourselves and our loved ones safe. We've been through far worse. Our community stood our ground and fought back during the 70s for equality and injustices. The community stood resilient through the 80s and 90s when AIDS came to claim us unabated. The community also held its breath and then finally cheered when we won the right to marry. Our community will once again be standing here at the end of this rainy year, looking up at the rainbow that we left behind. Boston Pride is still here for our community in every way we can be. 2020 marks the 50th year of the Pride movement in Boston. And although we will be celebrating our 50th anniversary together in 2021, our rainbow flag will still fly over Boston and beyond now. Buildings and structures throughout the city will still light up in solidarity using rainbow lights and rainbow flags. Boston Pride will still hold virtual events throughout the month of June, including panel discussions, book readings, Pride lights, the festival, and the block party, all coming to you virtually. Check out our full calendar of events on our website, bostonpride.org. Our community's resilience is how we've made it this far. It is that same resilience that we will keep using to go through the next 50 years. This being our 50th anniversary, the Board of Directors has chosen to honor 2 marshals for 2020. Our first marshal is our honorary marshal, Dorothy DeMarco. Dottie was our oldest volunteer, a volunteer that helped us behind the scenes for more than 2 decades. She fed our volunteers breakfast, mended and cleaned our flags, washed our parade safety vests, and sewed our banners. Dottie inspired us all to strive to volunteer. It is the volunteers that make Boston Pride what it is, and our community is indebted to Dorothy DeMarco with a level of gratitude words can never express. Also, now our Grand Marshal. Our Grand Marshal is you, us, the community. Our community is the spirit that continues the fight for inclusivity, equality, and respect. Until we have achieved these goals, Boston Pride will still be here. So we honor our community this year for their endless resilience in fighting for our dignity. And I want to say with all sincerity, Happy Pride, everybody.
Hi everyone, it's Athena. How are you? Just coming to say happy 50th Pride. It is something to celebrate and also to give praise and thanks to trans women of color who made it possible for us to be able to have this opportunity. Without them, we would not be here. And so I'm humbled to be a Black trans woman. I'm humbled by the power that they took to be able to have such a prestigious title, to be able to say Happy Pride. I also come thinking to myself, what are we celebrating? There is a lot of change that still needs to happen. There's a lot of change that still needs to come. And I want that change to come so that we have a right to celebrate. Are we celebrating the fact that Black trans women are being murdered every day? Are we celebrating the fact that police are killing Black trans women? Are we celebrating the fact that trans women are homeless? Are we celebrating the fact that trans women can barely get jobs so they have to resort to sex work? Are we celebrating all of this stuff that does not need to be celebrated? Give us a reason to celebrate. Housing, jobs, a place to call our own, community, space. Those are things that we can celebrate. Until then, we still continue to have knees on our neck. We still continue to have people put hands on us or fear us because of not understanding. Fear. If we continue to keep allowing fear to be what demobilizes us, we're never going to get anywhere. If Martin Luther King would have allowed fear to stop him from doing what it is he did, we wouldn't have had the civil rights movement. If Rosa Parks allowed her fear to allow her not to give up her seat, we would still be riding in the back of the bus. If Harriet Tubman didn't decide that it was either freedom or death, we wouldn't be where we're at. But we still have so far to go. Jim Crow is alive and well, even though they say it's not. But it's the actions, it's the people and how they respond that shows us that Jim Crow is alive and well. You cannot say that all lives matter, all Black lives matter, and then discriminate against those who don't choose the same lifestyle as you, who don't choose the same faith as you, who don't choose to eat the same food that you eat. That's not all lives matter. It's not all lives matter at all. And that has to change. You have a platform. You have privilege. I encourage my white platform privilege having individuals to stand with us, stand behind us, stand beside us, stand up for us, to let them know that this injustice cannot continue to keep going, to let them know that this injustice will not stand. It's a shame. We have opportunities to actually use our privilege and our voices, and we don't out of fear. I'm not going to call out no organizations. I'm not going to call out no people because that's not the kind of person that I am. But you know who you are, and you know what it is that you need to do. And you need to stand up for what is right. You, pride individuals who celebrate it, put it together in any state, have that privilege because a Black trans woman and trans individuals, non-binary individuals, LGBTQ individuals stood up and decided they were done with the injustice. So now it is your turn to use your privilege and your platform to stand up and let them know that you will not tolerate this injustice with us. This is me signing off. Happy Pride. Go to All Black Lives Matter, Black Trans Lives Matter, All Lives Matter. God bless you all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
I was afraid, but then you came along. You put your faith in me and I was challenged to be strong. When I lost my way, you were there to see me through. Now let go to live some love and do the same for you. Take you higher, take you higher, 'cause I light you up like a live wire. Celebrate you, to elevate you when you struggle to stand. We'll take a helping hand. If you hit the dust, let me raise you up. When you bubble us, let me raise you up. If you glitter us, let me raise you up. And fire to take you higher, we'll light you up like a live wire. Celebrate you, to elevate you. When you struggle to stand, we'll take a helping hand. Look out, Boston, 'cause here comes time. And I have brought some friends along. When it's stuck inside uncertainty, but the ones you love will set you free.